Gaming companies are pushing for the all-digital future, and while Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft already have started implementing these plans, analysts are now predicting the PlayStation may go fully digital after the PS6. It says Circana's Matt Piscatello reckons that PlayStation might go fully digital after the PlayStation 6 if trends over the last few years are anything to go by. Xbox is already leading the way, with Microsoft steadily pulling away from physical releases. Now, of course, I try to buy physical as much as possible. While digital can be very, very convenient, I would rather physically own a product. And I know there are lots of problems at this point, like you buy an edition of a game and only a certain percentage of it is actually on the disc, and then you have to download it. But it's still the thought that counts in proving that people are still buying physical so they don't completely push them away and make them obsolete and stop selling them in totality. But these rumors are ones we have heard surrounding all of the recent consoles. We heard it about the Xbox One. We heard it about the Xbox Series. We, of course, heard it in this case with PlayStation about the PlayStation 5. Now, about after the PlayStation 6. I mean, rumors are constantly being made up and pushed on social media, and it gets very tiring very quickly. But we are not even sitting here talking about the PlayStation 6. We are talking about after that, what would equate to the PlayStation 7. Now, keep in mind the PlayStation 4 Pro came out in November 2016 and the PlayStation 5 in November 2020. So let's say the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out in November this year, like the rumors have pointed to. That means the PlayStation 6 would be 2027 to 2028, judging by similar timetables. So 7 years after that is 2035. So now they're making predictions about tech in 2035, which is absurd. I mean, it's clearly based upon what we see companies pushing for now anyway. They want an all digital now, never mind the all digital future or in a decade. They think that in a decade they're already going to have their way, which is hilarious to see reports like this released because, of course, anyone I think can deduce that maybe the PlayStation 6 will be all digital, or after that, yeah, they would try to push their next console for all digital because they're already starting that. But laws need to change about ownership with digital media before we reach a point where people would feel comfortable with that. True ownership needs to be enforced, and you must be allowed in method to back up digital media outside of the company systems, because they could go away at any time or reject your access to their system, meaning any digital products you owned through them, you would lose access to. And if that is going to happen, they must allow you the chance to move digital assets you've bought. It's gotta go this way, and there's no way around it at this point. And I'm not, claiming to know how to do any of that or make any of that happen, but it is a problem that, yes, does need to be solved. And if they start pushing all digital only, and whether it's the PlayStation 6 or the PlayStation 7, whichever, they need to figure these things out in order to get people like me, and I'm sure a lot of you, to buy their upcoming console. So it will be interesting to see if any of this becomes true. It might be a decade before we find out. I mean, again, though, we are definitely headed towards an all-digital future. It's what companies are pushing towards, which we all know and understand at this point. So of course, will we get any information on this anytime soon? Probably not, given the timetable here is a decade, but it is interesting to hear that PlayStation is apparently thinking about going fully digital after the PS6. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.